Hey YouTube, I'm going to try to make this a quick review video on a new hammer that I purchased, that being Stiletto 14 ounce rather, titanium hammer. But I wanted to show you some of the other hammers that I've had in the past, and some that I've used, and some that I'm comparing it with when making this brief review. Some of the hammers that I've used for many years, this being a Vaughan 19 ounce framer, California framer. Excellent hammer. I've really enjoyed this for many years. This is probably 15 years old. Milled back, straightforward framer hammer. Excellent. Most recently, I've had a couple of hammers like the Heart, and this one I've used now in my smaller pouch that I do use for smaller jobs, only because it's very light. It's a gold black drywall hammer, but I drive framing nails with this thing, and it works very well actually. It's a straight handled steel head, light hammer though, probably 14 ounces or less. Another old hammer, I don't know what this is, but I've used this for probably over 20 years. It's an excellent framing hammer. It's got the milled back, and I drove many of framing nails with this, but I'm not a framer, but I did construction in the past, and I do a lot of home projects that require framing. Anyhow, I don't know the make, but excellent steelhead hammer. Probably in the 19 ounce range on that one. It's equivalent to that of the Vaughan. Probably maybe 21 ounces, I'm not sure. Last year I purchased this one. This is a Heart hammer. It's got all the features that I wanted. It's got the skeletonized neck. It's got the shock mounted handle, foam. It's got that flat spot for the thumb. The cheeks on this hammer are excellent. One is a fulcrum point which pulls nails, which is really nice and very functional. The other side cheek is the slam nails if you have a tight confined area. It's got the milled face. It's got the magnetic nail holder, and it's overall an excellent hammer. Downside, 21 ounces. You use this thing all day and you're gonna feel it, as I have. So I wanted a lighter hammer with the functionality of this Heart, but lighter. Now I've since learned that actually they've come out with this in 15 ounce. I just learned that, in fact. But if last year when I bought that, if I would have known, I would have never probably bought this. I would have just stayed with the Heart. But this one's a Stiletto 14 ounce titanium. I love the handle, the thick hickory handle that they put on these things. It's very, very light. It's got the magnetic nail holder. The cheeks are not meant for anything, so that's a downside. It doesn't have that fulcrum point for the nail puller that's really, really useful on the Heart. But I noticed none of the wood handled hammers have it. They do make it on their metal handled hammers, but that's because of the break point of the neck on the wood. If you had one of those nail pullers, you'd probably snap your handle eventually. So that's the reason they don't put them on there. But the functionality of this hammer is excellent. It's extremely light. It measures up to any of these as far as driving framing nails. You can see that I have a bunch of framing nails in here, and these are the type of nails that I was driving in. Just to show you, I'm holding this camera with one hand. I can't pound nails and hold this camera and make it of any value to you. But you can see these are 3.5 inch framing nails, and it drives of these hammers, the Stiletto, the Heart, and the Vaughan are equivalent. The gold black's going to take you longer, but it's still very functional with that waffle head, and this no-name hammer and this old hammer that I have on the bottom here. Those are more comparable in that the amount of strikes it's going to take you to get the framing nails in. I didn't do any lighter nails, but you can obviously imagine it's going to be a hell of a lot easier for any shorter nails, 8 pennies or whatever. But the wear and tear on your arm is significantly decreased with the Stiletto titanium, and that was the point of the video. One downside I will say from Stiletto I did some research. Unfortunately, I didn't do enough. The research that I did was that I thought they were still manufactured in California. I'm in California. And I thought, okay, great, US made, California made, it was great. Created by a guy named Mark Martinez. He bought Stiletto name in the mid 1990s. And under that name, he created the first titanium hammer, which is basically this hammer. It caught on, got all the rave that you hear about, and the reason that it's so popular is because of that origination back in the mid 90s when it came out, late 90s I believe it actually came out, but under that name, Stiletto, manufactured in California. And that's what I thought I was buying. Unfortunately, when I got this for a really good deal. I thought $57 on eBay, shipped. It was new, brand new. And unfortunately, when I got it, there was a sticker on here that said made in China. And I was like, what the hell is that all about? So I called Stiletto. Turns out Stiletto's owned by Milwaukee. Milwaukee bought Stiletto out, bought the name from Mr. Martinez back in at least 5 years ago, if not like within 5 to 8 years ago is when they sold out. Anyhow, they manufacture these now in China, and they told me that. And I was like, okay, well now I know why the cost of the Stiletto hammers has gone down significantly. These used to be 115, 120 bucks all day long. Now you can go to Home Depot and buy Stiletto products, and their hammers are anywhere between $75 and $90. Those titanium, that is. So they've gone down significantly for good reason. The cost of production of labor has gone down significantly if they're producing them in China. But that's not what I thought I was buying when I bought this. But and again, I wouldn't have done it if I would have known they were made in China prior to buying it. I would have just passed. I would have bought the heart that is made in the U.S. I would have bought the heart for from 15 ounce. Anyhow, but I'm extremely pleased. Don't get me wrong. Quality, I think, is top rate. I've never owned a Stiletto, so I don't know what the hell I'm comparing it to. Just other people's videos, I think, and pictures. But the quality seems to be very, very good. The finish, very, very good. The handle, beautifully finished. Nice, thick, meaty handle. I don't really find any flaws in it, other than the fact that it's not made here, is what I thought. But the functionality, excellent. Excellent. It really, really does save wear and tear on your arm, and ultimately that's the bottom line for me. That's why I bought it. Obviously I don't need a hammer, I got plenty of them here, but if you're gonna frame and you're doing it all day with a 21 ounce, you gotta be a young man with a good arm to be handling that. But it's unnecessary when you get tools like this out, and it's lighter on your tool bags. A lot of benefits from using something like this, and that's why I bought it. So highly recommend it. Even though they're made in China, they are cheaper, which is good. But I also would recommend a Vaughn and a Hart, and I don't know what those other two, and even the Goldblatt, I like that, but it's a drywall hammer, so you got to take that in consideration. But the Vaughn and the Hart, those are excellent hammers, man. And there's nothing wrong with them other than the fact that they're heavier. That's it. Functionality, there's no difference in any of them. But if you want to save your arm, give some consideration to the titanium line. It doesn't have to be Stiletto, whatever, just titanium in general. It does its job, and it saves on the stress on your arm, which I think ultimately is more important to all of us. Anyhow, hope you got something out of it. Until next time.